So I've noticed lately that a lot of my friends and family members are getting curious about starting careers in real estate, which I think is incredible. So today, instead of me talking about the process of doing a real estate transaction or uncovering terms that people are confused about, I'm gonna be focusing on that individual who's interested in potentially getting into real estate and what it takes, and specifically in Oregon. Hey, what's up guys? Chance Jackson here, your local realtor in the Pacific Northwest. My story in real estate, I started my licensing in Oregon and then I worked my way up to Washington. I'm not gonna talk about dual licensing today. I'm just gonna focus on getting into real estate and a little bit about my back history. So about 4.5 years ago, I was working for a local brewery. I was a private event catering captain. I had also been bartending there and slinging tables, doing the restaurant lifestyle. And it was great. I had a lot of fun. I made a lot of really incredible friends. And at the time, I felt like I was burning out. I just felt like I needed something more. And so one of the events I hosted was a really popular brokerage nationally. They were doing, their little branch in Portland was doing like a holiday party. And so I'm talking to this guy. He's at my bar, I'm bartending, and he's talking to me, and then someone else comes up and I'm talking about what they do. I'm getting into finance, I'm curious. Every now and then they'd hop out of the conversation and go answer a phone call. And they've got the headsets, you know, super stereotypical, but it was kind of cool. And so they'd go off of work and come back and they'd be talking about things, and everybody seemed so happy. After that point, I came home to my girlfriend at the time, who's now my fiance. We're actually getting married soon. I told her about it and she said it was a really good idea and I should look into it. And so I looked into it. First thing I had to do was I had to pay the state, I think it was like $300-ish to begin the process of my licensing. And then I got issued a code within a matter of weeks, took that code, and I joined a program through a local community college called PCC, Portland Community College. And the rule for schooling, as far as timeline goes, you have to complete your schooling within a year. Once I finished the class, the teacher gave us permission to go take the test, the state and the local test. I remember my fiance driving me to the spot where the test is, and we're sitting in my car and I'm going over notepads and she's like, "You're gonna be fine." And I was like still kind of nervous. So I went in, I sat down, I took the test, and I thought they were gonna email me how well I did later, but right then and there they told me, "You passed your test, congratulations." And I ran back out to the car because my fiance was waiting for me and the test took like 2 hours. It was really kind of her. Ran back in the car and I told her I passed, and yeah, I had my real estate license at that point. So realtors, if you're unaware, are sole proprietors. We run our own businesses. We don't have a boss. I had my license, but I couldn't practice real estate until I hung it under a principal broker. And a principal broker in Oregon is essentially your managing broker, someone that's been doing it for a long time and that makes sure you're following all the rules, especially when you're new. It's really important. About 3 weeks out from taking my test, I started interviewing with all these different types of brokerages throughout Portland. I did a total of 11 brokerages. And I did the YouTube search thing, how to find the right brokerage, and I followed some of those steps. Shout out to those agents that did that for others. But I ended up finding Realty One Group, and the specific office is called Prestige. So Realty One Group Prestige. They stood out to me. Now I'm not saying come join Realty One Group Prestige, that's not what this video is for, but what I found helpful for me when I was shopping for a brokerage was the people, the culture. People seemed really open-minded, really accepting, but really straightforward. And I'm kind of a hands-off. Like I don't like coursework. I don't like classroom work. I just wanted to be told, "Hey, this is what you need to do. Go do it." And then come back and we'll connect on what you did afterwards and how successful that was. And that's exactly how Realty One Group was for me. And that's how I became a real estate agent. And at that point, I am a realtor. Shortly after I got my license and hung it at the brokerage, my business that I was working at as a bartender and event catering captain, the Bridgeport, went out of business. They declared they were going out of business. And so I feel like in a way the universe was like pushing me into the industry. It was like, like kind of how my dad taught me how to swim. He just threw me in the deep end and was like, "Sink or swim, what's it gonna be?" That's kind of how it felt. So instead of getting another job at another bar or doing something else, I dove into real estate and I hit it full time. I have to say, and this is kind of off the cuff, but my fiance, Tiana, thank you so much for your support. She covered all my bills. Thankfully, I was able to pay her back. So if I can give one suggestion to any newer or any agents that are gonna potentially be an agent, have as much money saved as you can before you get into it, or have a support system. If you have to move back home with your parents and they're gonna support you while you start your career, do that. You don't know when you're gonna get paid. That's the one challenging thing about real estate is it's like a roller coaster, and you're probably gonna hear people use this description later on, but it absolutely is. You create your income. You're labeling yourself as a professional, you are proving yourself through experience, and then you work through these transactions that can last anywhere from 3 weeks to 6 months, and then you get a big check, and yay, you got a big check, but you still have to pay for all your bills in the meantime. So if it takes a long time to get your first closing, you still have to pay for from, you know, the beginning of that time frame to that point where you got paid. And so realtors that have been doing it for a long time have a reputation, and they start getting leads and getting business, and they get those checks regularly, and then you see how successful us realtors are. But that moment from beginning to like that success, there's a lot of turmoil. To be honest, I lost a lot of friends. There's a lot of people that I used to hang out with that would go out all the time, and I couldn't do that. I knew that I had to pay my fiance back. I knew that I had to make income and support myself. And so I'm really grateful for the opportunities that real estate presented me, but it came with a lot of hard work. And I don't want you to get into this thinking that it's gonna be some easy thing. It's probably gonna be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life, especially if you've never started a business before, because ultimately you're starting a business. That's why I got into real estate. That's how I got into real estate. If you're getting into real estate now and you're in the process, comment below, let me know where you're at. If you have any questions, shoot me a question. You could do it on the public comment section, or you can just send it to me directly. I'll put my phone number, so you can, if you want to text me, I'll put my phone number in the description. Yeah, that's my life as far as real estate goes. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more experiences and stories I can tell you later. Maybe I'll start doing more stories about what I've gone through in real estate. And let me know what you think. If you like this kind of content, let me know in the comments. If you don't, let me know in the comments. I mean, I'm here to serve. So that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Cheers.